Jimmy's up dancing. It must be a Tuesday.
Taco
Favorite
Tuesday.
day of the week. Standing up on the couch and dancing like this is some sort of college party.
Oh my gosh.
Craig's waving at the monitors. He's impressed. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for popping by today in AZ
Jimmy, sit
After Show. No, stand up, man. It's good for you. Good circulation.
Can I hear some
He's
amens
waking
out
up.
there?
Can I get it?
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Happy Tuesday to you
Beautiful.
guys. The day after Monday. Paul Gerke, Vanessa Ramirez, James Quinones. For a lot of people, it's tough to get going in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, just you're not a morning person. I get it. Especially if you have to be at work early. One sleep expert is calling on workplaces to let employees start their day as late as 10 in the morning. He says a later start would suit most people's sleep patterns and reduce sleep loss for the population as a whole. No duh. He also says it would make people more productive and more likely to work out. So we want to know what you think this morning. Is a 10 a.m. start a good idea?
So if it was a 10 a.m. start, would they move all the morning shows to later? Like
You're talking about us specifically
so would
as
we move
television
to like
personalities?
8 a.m. instead?
No.
You know? If everybody's going to work at 10.
I mean, that sounds lovely. I don't think they're going to change the programming for everybody, though.
I mean, if everybody started work at 10, we'd have to shift our hours.
I guess we probably would, yeah. But
Maybe
they're going to have to change the network programming. You're thinking about this too much.
I think, yeah. I think
You're in too deep.
we're excluded in this.
Yeah.
Because people are still going to have to wake up early and find out what's happening around the world because the clock just keeps going round and round. We're here 24/7 to cover it for them. So I'm talking about people that packaging, I don't know, but shipping, you only got a certain amount of time to get stuff out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that works or not.
I'm a proponent of sleeping in, however you can get the sleep. I mean, I always work nights before this morning news gig. And if you've worked a night shift in this business, you get out around, depending on what market you're in, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. You're
Okay.
up till 1, 2 in the morning. But the luxury is you don't have to set an alarm ever, unless you have something to do. Sleep till 10. Sleep till 11.
Yeah.
Hell, sleep till noon.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Then
Go
go
crazy.
work out,
I've done
run
it.
errands.
And then go to
get
work at 2.
everything done.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
I got
being
ripped
able to
off because
sleep.
when I did the night show here, I was with my son, and I was a single dad, so I had to wake up. I'd get to bed late.
Sure.
Wake up at 5 or 6, get him up, drive him to school, and then come home and.
So really, you just never slept.
Pretty
Like most
much,
parents
yeah.
watching this
Yeah.
morning, you just
So,
never slept.
Then my son graduated, and I went to mornings. So now
Abel
it's
said
pretty good.
starting anything before 10 a.m. is just uncivilized.
I agree.
Yeah. I would think that would be neat because then you're right. We could get a workout in, you could have a healthy breakfast, and then you start your day and you're awake and you're motivated and you're ready to go.
I find that if you're going to work out, you're going to find time to do it because you can make excuses on any shift.
True.
On this shift, we get out of here at 11 or noon some days, and we should just go work out. But it's really hard when you've been up all night
Yeah.
to go and commit yourself to vigorous exercise.
Most of the time I do work out right after work or I'll wait till it's closer to dinner.
Yeah.
So I work out, go eat dinner, and get ready for bed.
For me, I just want to avoid the 5 o'clock rush. I don't want to be at the gym from 4 till later because then it's just everybody and their brother
Yeah.
coming in.
That's true. I take a class, the Orange Theory class.
Yeah.
And the 5 o'clock class is
So you go out at night though. You ride your bike around.
Yeah. I have not been to a gym in years and years. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. I used to hate that. If
Yeah.
you're a little bit late and it's packed. So, yeah, I just hop on my bike and do a nice little ride around the neighborhood. And
You don't do any push-ups,
Catch-
sit-ups?
since I broke my wrist, no, but I got to get back into that because muscle tone is huge on that one, too.
There you go.
Yeah.
But so anyways, yeah.
The people weighing in the comment section. Hello to Sandy out in snowed-in Maine. Good morning to Edith. Anna says 10 a.m. has always been a good start of my workday. The more sleep hours I get, the better I function. There's nothing worse than going into the office with that just dead head feeling where you just can't process a thought, let alone eloquently share it with somebody else. You can't speak, you can't think, and you're just like a zombie all morning.
Yeah.
Coffee only does so much.
I think morning shows, too, are tougher for younger kids like you guys.
Aw,
They really are. Seriously. 'Cause I used to
Well,
do morning
for
shows in
social
my
life?
20s and 30s. Just to wake up, it kills you. It's 10 times. It's kind of easy for me. It's pretty
Well,
automatic.
have you noticed the older you get, the earlier you wake up? Why does that
Exactly.
happen?
I don't know what it is. Something about your clock, but it's. I mean, waking up for me still can be a punch in the gut, but then it's easier once I get up. I'm rolling.
Yeah.
And,
I do hit snooze a couple times.
I'm a 2 snoozer myself.
And then I'm like, okay, I got to go, or I'm going to be extremely late.
And they
I
say
wanna
studies
brush
show
my
that extra
hair.
sleep does nothing for you. Nothing.
Really?
Extra 10
No,
minutes,
you just
extra
need to
5
get
minutes,
up. Like
absolutely.
when your alarm goes off, just jump out of bed.
It's the best advice I gave Emma Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when you take your naps, wake up and just roll out of bed. That'll get you going.
The people seem split on this, by the way,
How come I'm not receiving updates?
because the Wi-Fi doesn't work in this corner. So I had to turn the Wi-Fi off to get it to work.
Yep, mine's doing great.
Little old trick of the building management here. Jack says at 10 o'clock, half the day is gone. Shirley wonders, does this mean we have to work until 6 or later? That's a fair question. Somebody that texted the show earlier this morning on Today in AZ made the argument that machines have made our jobs so much more simple, and the process of what many of us do is expedited so much by technology that there's no reason to be working 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12-hour work days.
Right.
That we could get our stuff done in less time.
Well,
So why hold you hostage?
We've talked about this before. There were studies done that people actually, there's like a few hours a day that they're not even working. They're checking their Facebook,
That's
their
absolutely
emails.
true for everybody.
Yeah, they're doing other things, and so it's not productive work.
You see those guys out there, we get construction all the time, everywhere you go, right? Downtown is torn up, the freeways are torn up. Every time you drive by the construction guys, 6 of them are just standing there.
Yeah. What?
Or checking their phones, or talking to each other, or whatever. And there's like 1 or 2 guys that are usually working. But that's just the way it is in any business. Like, you're always going to have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
So why are we holding you hostage at the office? Especially when you can work from home. There are so many jobs where we can work from home these days.
I think, that argument that he posed, the problem is they've used technology to alleviate jobs and put more work on you.
Yeah.
And now you're accessible not only at the job, but at your house, at the coffee shop, everywhere you go, you are attached to this. Here's your email. Hey, we're getting you a company phone. There you go. Use it for that. And it's tough,
Do you feel weird when you sleep in now? Because some of the people here are like, I got to get up at a certain time, or I just feel like I'm lazy and wasting the day. Like, if you were to wake up at 10.
Something weird happened to me at about age 38. I was doing a morning show in San Diego, and I used to be able to just flip-flop my schedule. So Friday night, I'd take a nap.
Sure.
I'd go out and I'd rage till 3 in the morning, and I'd sleep till 12 o'clock. It was easy. Well, when I turned 38, I don't know, I went out one night till about 2 in the morning, got to bed, eyes opened up at like 5 or 6. And it's been like that ever since. I can't really.
so
Sleeping
sorry.
in for me is like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll happen to you if you do morning shows this long.
On the weekends, how many hours of sleep do you get? I still only
much as I
get
can.
5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, see, I try not to set an alarm on the weekends unless I've got, and it seems like more often than not I do have something to do on Saturday, or I got to be somewhere. But like, if given the opportunity, I try to sleep in as late as I can.
And you'll just keep sleeping?
I mean, yeah, you get toss and turn a little bit, but like, that's our chance to like catch up on the schedule. And so you kind of, I try to force myself to stay asleep. Like, no, you're not getting up. Stay in bed. There's no reason to get up.
You know what I do sometimes? We'll wake up, and before the sun comes up, we'll hop on a big bike ride, watch the sun come up, get back home,
Living the life, man.
and go back for the second sleep. Then
I
you sleep
always-
till like 10.
Nice.
It's really, so you got to see the sunrise.
I like that.
Then you wake up at 10, make a nice breakfast.
your nap in before noon.
It really is.
Yeah.
We call it second sleep.
I wonder how doctors do it.
Oh,
because
it's tough.
seriously, they work more than the traditional 8 hours a day, right? They're there for like 24 hours. So if they're doing like surgeries or anything like that's super important where you have to focus, like how do they manage that if they're tired?
I don't know. I mean, that's a different life, though. Like those schedules, the 12 hours on or 12 off, or the on-call shifts, that's an entirely different life. Like, I can't even pretend to relate to that. I've never worked a shift like that.
Yeah.
I would just think you'd be exhausted. I know they have rooms where you could take naps there.
I know a lot of really successful people, and throughout my whole career, that they just wake up early on their own. They don't have to. They could be at work at 9 or 10. Buddy of mine is an ophthalmologist, and he does 9 to 5, right? No problem. Has his own practice, his own boss. He's up at 4 every morning. He turns on a coffee pot. I said, what do you do from 4 to 7? He said, that's my time to internet, Facebook, work out, just my time.
Yeah.
And he does it religiously every day. And that's his thing. So I think successful people, honestly, wake up early in the morning and they get stuff done. It's like a head start at a race. Like, I can start running right now and get a head start on everybody.
Jim says doctors get caught up on sleep at the golf course.
Yeah.
Or they just think about the money they're making, so they're like, it's okay if we don't get enough sleep.
There you go.
Clayton says, funny we do
right?
the same thing in the mornings, JQ. What else did somebody say? Isaac. Wait, another one.
He has the hashtag, how about just go to bed sooner?
Or hashtag, how about just go to bed soon? Yeah, either one. All right, guys, let's change gears a little bit. If you didn't watch Today in AZ this morning, all week long, we're sharing some of our holiday family recipes. You may remember this segment from last year. Well, this year, we're doing brand new recipes. Today, I had the chance to share the recipe of my mom's famous gingerbread cookies. Take a look. Hey, everybody. Welcome inside my kitchen, which will, in just a matter of moments, smell just like the holidays. To me, the holidays smell like fresh gingerbread cookies because I've been smelling that scent since as long as I can remember. My mom has been making this recipe literally my entire life. I have never tried it before, but we're going to figure it out together. If you have any questions about the way this whole process works, you can just call my mom, which I just did. Mom, I made a batch of these off camera, and I'm pretty sure I used the wrong measuring cup. What happens if you put like way too much flour into this recipe?
They get really stiff. They're really dry, sweetheart. You can't do that. You have to use the wrong measuring cup.
But are they still edible?
The better use is probably Christmas ornaments on the tree. But yeah, I guess they could be. Or give them to the dogs like we do when I, make the tree triangles.
The recipe itself is pretty simple. Step 1, get yourself a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 egg, 1 cup molasses, and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. So once you've got all 6 ingredients into your electric mixer, which by the way, I don't own, and had to borrow from my lovely co-anchor, Emma Jade. Thanks, Emma. You're gonna wanna mix this up until everything is pretty much well mixed together. Just use common sense. We have just 5 more ingredients to add until our dough is finished. We have to add them while this is still mixing. So just set the mixer on its lowest setting, let it do its work, and then add the other stuff. 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 teaspoon of cloves, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, and 5 cups of flour. Once you've added all the flour, this mixture gets very thick. I was warned by my mom not to let the mixer run for too long after you add the flour, or it'll burn the motor out, which I would never want to do for Emma. So we have to mix the rest of the way with our hands. Okay, Mom, so I've just finished mixing all the ingredients together. What do I do next?
What do you do next? You're going to put it in wax paper and chill it for 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Is it worth the wait?
Oh yes, honey, you know it is. They are your favorite cookie. You make me make them every year, a double batch. I cannot go through Christmas without making gingerbread cookies.
Thanks for your help. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, sweetheart. I can't wait to see you.
You want to sprinkle a little bit of flour on the countertop to make sure your stuff doesn't stick to it. Once you take the dough out of the fridge, you just want to roll it out until it's nice and thin. Then get out your favorite cookie cutters and start cutting. Set the oven for 375. Once the oven's preheated, you want to take your tray, throw it in for exactly 6 minutes. Mom says not a moment longer. Once your cookies have cooled off, decorate them with your frosting of choice. My mom gave me a recipe to make my own frosting, but this was way cheaper and way easier. Happy holidays, everybody. Pretty good. Better than I thought.
I like your laugh at the end.
I have been eating those things since I was old enough to chew solid foods.
Are they soft or hard?
So soft.
Soft.
And they stay soft.
And you brought nothing in.
I know. He didn't even share with us.
Yeah, so the first batch was not great.
Okay.
I used the wrong measuring cup and I put too much flour in.
Ooh.
They were still edible.
Okay.
But they're not something I wanted to share with people I care about. The second batch turned out great. Okay. I gave some away and then I ate a lot of them.
Nice. Good.
We
Nothing
shot
went
that
to waste.
obviously pre-beard. So that was a couple weeks ago, which means it was a long time to have gingerbread cookies in my apartment.
Well, you didn't even share with us when you made the second batch.
Well, no, I had to make them. It was for the magic of TV, so I made both batches for that shoot because they had to chill for 3 hours.
Right.
But I didn't want our photographer Chris to sit around for 3 hours and wait for stuff in my fridge. Mostly because I didn't want him to eat my food and sit on my couch. Sorry, Chris.
I had to do the same thing with my recipe, but we'll talk about that later.
We should make that Chex Mix that I made last year. That was good stuff.
That was good. That was good.
Not good for you.
Why don't we just have a potluck and bring them all in? You know,
I like
everything that we
But we'd have to
made.
make it again. Can you make us another turkey?
I've had enough turkey. I have turkey
that's
now.
I'll bring pasoli in. Have you had pasoli? Okay, it's good.
I did arroz con leche, which is rice pudding, the first year. So I would make that. That's good.
That sounds awful.
I love that.
What? You and our... He doesn't like tamales or arroz con leche. You haven't even tried these things.
When you
so
say it
don't
like that, all of a
knock
sudden I'm in.
You got to put the
Arroz con
salsa
leche.
in there. Got to say it the way they do it in the old country, as I say.
All right, guys. Hey, let's have a quick laugh here. This was just added. Breaking news, the fresh squeezed juice this morning. Vanessa, read it to me.
All right, here's a laugh from another magazine this morning. An article is going viral from its McCall from 1958, 129 ways to get a husband is a delight and a half. Okay, so tips include tell your friends you're interested in getting married. Okay. Don't keep it a secret. Oh, this one's amazing. Have your car break down in a strategic place. Let him know you're there. Stumble into the room he's in and be friendly. What? Be friendly to ugly men. Handsome is as handsome does. What? These are the tips to try to get a man?
Yeah, so you kind of breezed through that, but this is a very old article.
Yeah.
1958, so we're talking 60 years ago. Tips to get a man. Wear a Band-Aid, number 34 there? What was that all about?
Join a hiking club is number 4. Oh, number 1 is get a dog and walk it.
Take a bicycle trip through Europe. That's Jimmy's dream. If you want to meet James Quinones, that's the place to do it.
That's where I met my bride. Right at the Swiss Alps.
Okay, number 14. Oh, I missed it. Be nice to everybody.
Forget discretion every once in a while and call him up.
I think 31's funny. Stumble when you walk into a room that he's in.
Why would you stumble?
So you call attention to yourself.
Whoa, sorry, guys.
Yeah. Carry a hat box? That's number 33.
Yeah, I don't think people carry hat boxes anymore. I'm curious about number 34 down there. Wearing a Band-Aid so people can ask why you have a cut on your finger? Is that it? Is it a conversation starter?
That's odd.
Oh, these are great. Sit on a park bench and feed the pigeons. I think the people at the park.
Oh, I love this in 11. Get a job in a medical, dental, or law school.
Oh, this is wild. What tips would you give somebody these days to finding a significant other?
Oh my gosh, I can't even help you.
Stay off the dating apps,
that
man.
department. My friends and I do joke though. They were like, "We're gonna hang out in the hospital at the cafeteria, you know, where all the doctors come in."
I know people that have done that.
Yeah, and has it worked?
I think it worked for one. Yeah.
There's just no good way to meet people now.
I got a good one.
What?
Go alone. Bring in your friends along. Go
But how are you
alone.
gonna go?
No, I
alone?
disagree, man.
I don't think you should bring a date to a place that you're going if you're single.
You need a good wingman or wingwoman.
Yes, you do
You
need
both.
one person, but one
But
person's
once you
key.
go in, you split. That's what we used to do.
Man, I go alone to like everything, and it does not work out well. I'm the weird guy that's alone. That's what I am.
That can happen many times.
Look at that guy. He's all alone. What a weirdo.
Something's got to be wrong
No
with
friends,
that.
huh?
That's because you're at a Chuck E. Cheese. And that can get a little odd.
Well
you know?
played. Well
Jimmy,
played.
you're a good wingman.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah. I can set people up. I can figure things out. If you're interested in that guy, I can go solo and talk to him and get all the
He gets
information.
the info and the details about
Yeah.
him.
You have him spitting game for you?
I don't. He hasn't done it for me. I mean,
I've done it for people.
Yeah, he's done it for other people, and he's actually introduced a couple that got married.
Yeah, many.
They are now
I've been,
married.
I've been responsible for many marriages, yeah.
So your resume is impressive.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, it's about time that I finally found a bride. Because
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was a bridesmaid the whole time. But yeah, you can
I
go
don't think you were ready though until a few years ago when you finally settled down with
Yeah, well,
her.
the key for me, I
Dating
think,
her.
is I did not settle. Do not
Settle.
Because
That's
some
what I
people
tell
do.
everybody.
They're like, well, I'm 30-something now, and it's time for me to go on. And, you know, Norma Jean, she's a good person.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just going
My
to
friends,
make it
family
work.
tell me that all the time. They're like, "Do you think you should lower your standards a little bit? Like, you know, you're really too picky." And I'm like, "Okay, if I've waited this long, why am I just going to settle now? Like, I'll just continue."
There has to be a point of no return, though, right? Like you get to a certain age and you're like, well, they were right.
You do have to love faults. So some people have faults that maybe when you're younger, you're not as forgiving. And when you're older, you need to love those and embrace those faults. Because that's what's going to make them a wonderful person. You can't look for perfection in everybody.
Right.
I had a problem with that. I did too. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I did also, Vanessa.
I didn't say
So-
no, because I'm not perfect. So I know
So if you
everyone's
guys
not
are
perfect.
interested in her and you so much as have a crooked finger, you're out.
No,
You're done.
it's
She
not
wants
that
good
bad.
genetics.
No, it's all about chemistry and connection, and I feel these days it's hard to make a connection with someone because they're not invested anymore. Nobody puts the time in, and I mean, if we can go back to these old tips, maybe I should try them and they'll happen. You know.
You know, some of the people in the comments are saying those old tips might still work. Jim says women who still carry a hat box, it would just cause men to say, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" Yeah, I would wonder that because
Oh my
what are you doing
gosh.
carrying around a hat box for?
Let me see. Hold on. I'm
People
reading
are commodities now. If you want me to get real, like the dating apps turn you into a commodity. And so it's tough to forge that connection because you feel like there's no reason to ever invest any of yourself into somebody
Right.
who could just fall off the face of the earth and stop messaging you.
Exactly.
Like that, everybody is more or less just a ghost, just floating through. And It's really hard to actually form a connection with somebody when they are one swipe away from somebody who is more handsome or more well off or has a better job
Or easier.
Yeah, or easier.
Much
someone that
easier.
lives closer or somebody, you know what I mean? Like
Somebody that wants to hang out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
how do you
get
compete with
bored.
that? You know, maybe-
Jimmy and I were talking about that. Like, you know, a while ago, I was having a conversation with someone, texting back and forth. It was going great for like 4 days. Then after that, it just fell off.
I changed my number. Sorry about that. I should have.
You wish.
Told them. Yeah, but here's the problem. You know, when you get off that dating site and you say goodbye to this guy, how do you know he's not talking to 5,
He is.
7 other girls?
Oh, yeah,
No,
other
he is.
people.
Or the
You know
same
that
thing
he
if a
is.
guy's talking to a girl, she's online with a bunch of other people.
You should understand that you are never alone in those instances.
And do you know how you can tell? I can tell this is when you're on it, and then all of a sudden they pause and they're taking too long to answer. They're going back and forth. Where are you from? I'm from here. What kind of dogs? Oh, I like these type of dogs. And all of a sudden, nothing for a
Yeah.
while.
Because you can really
And they
only
come
invest
back.
yourself in one conversation. Like invest yourself
Yes,
in
that's
one
true.
conversation.
Then they found somebody more handsome, and they're spending
You're just
time there.
responding. LOL. Haha. Yeah. This is great.
It all changes. Yeah.
But seriously, okay, so where do you meet people if you're not on a dating site? Like, obviously these are tips that are outdated.
That is just
but
tough,
maybe some
man.
of them still can come into play, right? If you call attention to yourself coming into a room, seriously,
I'm
like
an extremely
stumble.
loud, obnoxious person. I stumble accidentally all the time. I did.
And then people pay attention, right? They're like, oh.
Oh, there's that guy
And then if
again.
you catch someone's eye, a lady.
I think it's tough because I think people are staying away from meeting people in person. They're relying more on this, and that's the problem. And then I don't know what to do. I'm glad I'm out of that game because that was all that I had. I can't do computers.
Moral of the story is we don't have the answers.
Yep,
We
there
do
you
have an
go.
extra shot for you before we say goodbye. 12 News is everything Arizona. We're taking you everywhere from A to Z. This week we're spending it in Central Phoenix. Tomorrow we're headed to one of the most talked about locations in town. It's a freaking castle.
What?
I didn't know we had castles in this state.
Have you seen that? Driving around
I have
town?
not.
No.
My son had a dance there.
Really?
School dance there, yeah.
How do you say it? Tovrea?
Don't.
The silence is deafening. I don't know. I'm gonna
I just
mess
call
up.
it the castle on the
I'm going to
hill.
let Brandon Hamilton say it tomorrow on Today in 8.
Beham. Oh, yeah.
Beham.
Break Light Brandon.
That's what they call him.
Man, he knows it all. He can do traffic like
4:30 to 7 a.m. People, catch the show. I promise it's good television. And we'll see you back here on the couch tomorrow at 7:30 for the after show. Be good, people.
He could.